Love more, hate less. Love more, hate less. Love more, hate less. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself as I believe in you. What's up, family? How you doing? Early morning in Brooklyn, New York with my birds. I guess they miss me. They're making all this noise at night when I come out. They haven't heard me in a while, other than the other day. But y'all see what it is. The Numerovation of which. The Numerovation of which. And I want y'all to dispel a lot of what was taught to us about the word which comes from Wicca, which basically means someone practicing a certain wisdom, a certain art form, or magic from its profound and helpful manner. And once you understand that any one of us can be a witch, witch is not ruled by gender. They've given the witch a gender, of course, like the wicked witch of the South and the wicked witch of the North and the wicked witch of the West and the good witch of the East, and they've really messed up our minds. But when you look at the meaning of what they call a witch, you can tell that it can be pertaining to both man and woman when you Google up the basic meaning of the word witch. So when we Google it, and by the way, today is June the 25th. So I hope everybody had a great weekend thus far. Today is Sunday, June the 25th. And tonight I will be having a beautiful sister on my YouTube channel tonight. Her name is Jessica Marshall. Now, in the dictionary meaning of witch, online dictionary, it says a person, it doesn't say male or female, a person thought to have magic powers. Then it goes on to say, especially evil ones, popularly depicted as a woman wearing black cloth, pointed hat, flying on a broomstick. See, it's a popularization of this word, which that became the whole wicked witch with the hat and the whole kind. So it's a drawing, it's an artwork. It's something that came out of somebody's mind. But the word witch comes from wick. And we know if we study the word wick or Wicca, study the word Wicca and its meaning, it goes back to what they say is a folklore of the citizens of that time, which they deemed pagan. Remember, the word pagan means citizen. Remember, the word pagan in its root and its etymology means citizen. Remember that. But the word Wicca comes from the word wise person that is able to use the herbs. Those were the ones that was able to use herbs and heal herbs. And some people use it for good, some people use it for bad. Everything can be used for good and bad. Please know this. So when people start calling people witches and all that kind of stuff from a negative connotation. Note that that comes from a medieval time. That's a medieval promotion or development because of the wise men and women that were using the natural forces, the natural elements to do good or to help society. And then there are those that did the bad. That's not, I can't run away from that. And then it developed over the years. But if you go back, there's a book that I have. If you remember that movie Constantine, I told you I bought that book. Told you I bought that book. Uh, it, it, um, and that particular book, as I was reading through it, and anytime I see books pop up on metaphysics movies like Constantine with Keanu Reeves, he's a very deeply intuitive person. So note as Keanu Reeves gotten older, if you notice Keanu Reeves from when he was younger doing Dracula and all that type of stuff, Keanu was a very intuitive person. He's born September the 2nd. So already his alignment number, the 9 plus the 2 equals 11. So he's already been a very intuitive person. I heard stories about Keanu Reeves while being in the movie industry doing security. But Keanu Reeves was one that he was making a lot of money and would still live with his sister, live out of a bag and just get on his motorcycle and his car and just drive where he had to go, and he could spend money anywhere he want and live wherever he want. He was doing that before Kanye West was doing it. You know, because Kanye West does similar things I heard now. But Keanu Reeves was doing that for a long time. He wasn't really connected to money. And when you have that master number 11 energy, no matter how you use it, although it can be used for deception and used for healing, and like I said, everything can be used for both. And when you look at the word witch in the Pythagorean system, it is a number 27, which is a 9. In the Chaldean system, it's a number 19, which adds up to a 10, which is a 1. Now, I wanted to do it today because today is the 25th of the month. And right now we are glancing and coming out of June, going into the July months, the July, or in what we call the Jason months. Now, those in the metaphysic world know what Jason is. Jason, the word Jason, or the abbreviation, or the what is that? The abbreviation Jason, or the words that, I forgot what the acronym. The acronym Jason means July, August, September, October, November. Jason in the metaphysic world is represents those 5 months: July, August, September, October, and November. Me personally, I usually, from my perspective, I look at the June also, but I look at the last portion of June to represent this Jason frequency. And Jason was those months of sacrifice. People did negative sacrifices, whether you start seeing more children disappearing, or more women disappearing, or more people disappearing. And then there was positive sacrifices, where some people had to sacrifice relationships. Some people had to sacrifice eating certain foods. But I add June to the Jason month, so it would be Jason with the double J added, because remember, we're starting the summer solstice. And in that summer, because of the heating of the planet during the summer, that's where the purging begins. So I look at June as a part of the Jason months, but the official Jason months in metaphysics is July, August, September, October, November. But if you Google up the Jason scientists, in history, and I have it. I've put it up. I've posted it before. But if you Google up the Jason scientists, there was an advisory group back in the day of in history called the Jason scientists. Now, the Jason scientists is known as an independent group of elite scientists. This is real scientists which advises the United States government on matters of science and technology, mostly of a sensitive nature. The group was created in the aftermath of the Sputnik launch as a way of reinvigorating the ideal of having the nation's permanent scientists help the government, which defense problems. And they was one of those groups that were here to look at things in the future. They study the algorithms. They study the nuances of different sciences along the way, and it all started from Sputnik, that whole Sputnik launch from the past. And their main activities, according to the online research now, you know, they work with the Department of Defense. They work with the development centers, federally funded research centers. They work with all these different types. They call it Jason scientists. They work with the Department of Energy. So they're a group of scientists that is called Jason. I want to make people to clear about this. It's a group of scientists called Jason. And again, even in their breakdown online, it says the name Jason is sometimes explained as an acronym standing for either July, August, September, October, November, what I've been saying, the months in which the group would typically meet. So think about this. The scientific group is about to meet in the months of Jason because, remember, we're at midterm of the year. So they have to meet with all these different respective agencies to see where they're going for the next 30, 40, maybe 100-year plan. So it's interesting. And also, getting back to my point, I want y'all to do your research. I think there's books on it also about the Jason's scientists and advisory group. You know, you could look that up for yourself and find some great information on it. But going to what I'm about to break down briefly is that the word witch should not be soon as we hear the word witch over years, we of course those who grew up with the Wizard of Oz or the Wiz, we look at those witches that was in there. But you note there was a good witch and there was a bad witch. There was a wicked witch and there was a righteous witch. In all of the Wizard of Oz, they've denoted the righteous witch looked nice and she was beautiful and pleasant. The wicked witch had this long ass nose with a big pointy hat and green face or darker face, or someone's heavy set and using the elements for negative, while the good positive witch was able to use it for positive. So when you're manifesting things or you're striving to manifesting things, that is a form of witchcraft, which the word witch comes from Wicca, which only means wise from a simple perspective. Someone using the wisdom of the universe, wisdom of plants, wisdom of the elements around them, being the alchemist that they're supposed to be. You can share this, And you might get some fight back from the ones that are still in their religious mind. And no slight, because I used to be there too. I used to be in that religious mindset. I can say this to my mother and father, but who are also, my mother's about to go to church right now. I'm here at my mother's house in Brooklyn. My mother's about to go to church right now. But you can't go walking in the church and talking about witches mean this and witches mean that, and that. The whole connotative meaning of which came about, and denotative meaning of the witch. You can't do that. People not even studying that deep. They're not going to the etymon or the etymology of the word witch. So, but if you're a manifester and you're striving to manifest, The bumblebee is a witch because it takes pollen and then it flies its pollen over to there and it takes what it has to take and then they manifest honey, whatever hive they're at, they do what they got to do. That is a form of what we call witchcraft, using what they call magic. And remember, people, people that did not understand our spiritual sciences called it magic. Magic wasn't our word in ancient tongues, whether you're studying Kemet, whether you're studying West, East Africa, it wasn't our word. Magic is not our word. So once you understand that the word witch is not our word, although also, and the word Wicca is not our word also, but understand if you study medieval times when people or when men or women was seen to be a little wiser than the echelons, the higher echelons of that time, they would have them killed. Or if they was wiser than the people around them, sometimes the ignorance of the people will get you killed because you can't always expose your talents in those medieval times. Go and look up the documentary where Leonard Nimoy, Spock, I think he's born March 26th, either March 26th or May 26th. Leonard Nimoy breaks down the history of the witch. And he tells you about the wisdom of the quote unquote witches and how it became negative, the whole thing. Leonard Nimoy, they used to call him Spock in Star Trek. All right, so go look that documentary up. That documentary is on YouTube. Very good documentary. I guarantee you'll learn a lot about the Wicca, the witch, and what happened and what the change was. It's like from magic to science. Magic and science are the same thing. At one time, it was magic from their perspective, their word, to science, because they had to formalize it and create groups. And of course, they create the Jason groups of scientists to do what they had to do to study what's the alchemy of the algorithms of the years to come. That is also witchcraft. Meteorologists, they can be considered witches, predicting the weather patterns and studying, because it's really studying of patterns, whether it's spiritual or physical. That's what the quote unquote witches do. But from a numerovational perspective, the word witch adds up to 27, which in numerology, the 2 and the 7 are very highly spiritual numbers, intuitive numbers. So anytime you are tapped into your intuition, the 2, 7, and 9s are intuitive numbers in numerology, the 2, 7, and 9 in the Pythagorean system. So when anytime you tap into your intuition and you start creating and becoming productive from your intuition, and then you assertively apply it, because that's what the 9 is all about. If 2 and 7 is what it equates to first, if 2 and 7 is what it equates to first, then you have to look at the compound reality of the 2 and 7, the single digit reality of the 2 and 7, the positive and negative of 2 and 7, and then you add it up to the positive and negative of the number 9, and you strive to stay on the positive, because everything has its positive and negative. Even a baby coming out of a womb can have its positive and its negative. It has its protons and its neutrons. That first poop might be the first thing you say, that's a negative poop, unless it smells sweet. You're like, wait a minute. You have some people that store babies, their first poop in a refrigerator. Some people do that. Some people store the first urine of a child in a refrigerator. Okay, that's what's swing your. Hey, good. I buried one of my son's placenta right here in this backyard. So some of us do that. Some people used to eat it. Come see, come saw. That's what you want to do. All of that is a form of wise crafting, using or maintaining the alchemy or the nature's thing or nature's substances in this realm. You know what I'm saying? All that is form of witchcraft, because witchcraft only comes from the word Wicca, which means wise, using wisdom. And can you use wise or wisdom in a negative way? Yes, you can. That's what Aleister Crowley and all of them was about. But you'd have to look deeper into Aleister Crowley and Blavatsky if you want to find any of the positive. But we knew that they hated Pascal Beverly Randolph, according to legend, and they was out to get him because of the science and the knowledge that he had of all of this. Who was born October the 8th. Now, like I said, in the Pythagorean system, it adds up to 27, which is a 9. In the Chaldean system, it adds up to a number 19. Hey, B, Bumblebee behind me. In the Chaldean system, it adds up to a number 19. Now, 19 is considered in certain systems the alpha and the omega number. 1 to the 9, alpha, omega. But 19 is also the number of the sun. And 19 is here to shine light onto things. So if you're practicing or becoming or realizing that you are a wise practicing witch, then you are supposed to shine light upon things. You're supposed to say what you mean and mean what you say, and also finish whatever you begin, you start, and make sure that it's righteous, because the sun is here to do a righteous deed on this earth. And if that's the number of the sun, according to tarot and all that, then we have to pay attention to what a witch is supposed to do in the Chaldean system, because it adds up to a 19, and you're supposed to shine light and bring light to the world as a quote unquote witch, which means wise, come from the word Wicca. I want to make sure I'm clear with people that's coming on, because some of y'all might be Bible thumpers, Bible babbling, Quran quotas, and all kinds of stuff, and you don't understand or understand that the mathematical frequency can go both ways. Positive and negative is the same energy. It's just two different extremes. Understand that. So if 19 in the older system of the Chaldeans, and then it adds up to a 10, which deals with the Wheel of Fortune. And if you read what that Wheel of Fortune 10, it says, you can become whatever you want and whatever you desire, whether good or evil. So because 19, 1 plus 9 equals 10, that Wheel of Fortune energy, it means whether you're practicing good or evil witchcraft. If you're practicing good or evil witchcraft, guess what? Guess what? You can be fortunate. But it depends on how long your fortunate day will be, how long your fortune will last, especially in a society of duality. In a society of duality. Remember, in your Bible, it said God loved this person and hated this person. How can God be the God of love, but yet in the scriptures, it says he loved Jacob and hated Esau. He loved, he jealous, he's this. That's why I quoted that movie from Superman and Batman versus Batman. I quoted Lex Luthor. If God is all powerful, he cannot be all good. And if he's all good, he cannot be all powerful. That's an interesting quote. I keep on telling people that's a powerful quote, because it makes you think, like, wait a minute. It makes you break the chain of the drama that we was taught through religion, the drama that we was and the mind control that we was taught through our family. So, if even people in the church don't realize it, that they are practicing witchcraft when they're saying prayers over and over and casting spells. That's what witches do. They may be doing it from their positive perspective. And then you have witches that do it from a negative perspective. And what stimulated me to come out and talk about this is my dear sister Conjure Queen and Brother Rich interview last night. Because she kept on saying, my love, you do what you want to do with it. It's up to you to do what you want to do with it. And what I say, from my perspective, I say, look, I'm doing numerovation that's why I created numerovation, to motivate people with the words and the numbers and their names and their birthdays. I'm here to motivate you. I'm not going to go down the problem realm. I want to stay on the solution realm. That's where my spirit came through. Yes. Not just English language spells. Every language has its spells. That's why If you go to Hebrew lettering and Arabic lettering and Amharic lettering, everyone, as long as you could spell any word or spell a word in any language, that is called spells. How you use it is important. It's just that English is the lower frequency of all of the ancient. Because remember, when you're chanting the haku in the Kemetic language, and you running the meter down, those are spells being cast. That's why you'll hear Queen of Four say, or Ma'at, and they're doing the run, or you hear Baba Heru when he's chanting. Those are spells of positive tones and energy being cast and permeating to the heart. So the energy of the word in any language is just that English is the most corrupt because it's really not a language, it's a dialect that's a mixture of all these different languages from French, German, English, all a part of English, all a part of the English language. So we can flip the power of the English language because we have the power of spirit, and in our heart we have it. To turn all of this stuff, we could turn the word fuck into something powerful. We could turn the word damn into something powerful. The only known curse in the quote unquote dictionary really is damn, because some people damned people. Damned you for eternity. I damn your family for this. But it's the way you say it. Some people say, damn, she look good. Damn, he look good. It's the way you say it and what you put, the energy you put behind it. Damn, she got a fat ass. Damn, he got big muscles. Damn, he got a big head. Damn, she got some big feet. Damn. But again, when you damn a person, you got to be very careful in the spirit of the word and how you say it. Got to be very, very careful. So again, before I close out, the numerovation of which comes from the word wise, Wicca, wise men and women that were able to manipulate elements and manipulate herbs to do what it has to do for the family, the nation, the oracles. Hey, what's up, Sophia? The oracles. What's up, Spirit? The oracles. So all of us in every religion, as long as you chant in Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah, that's a spell, that's witchcraft. Because now you're manipulating tones and words and sound to project it so people can memorize it and it becomes something, a part of your culture. That's a form of witchcraft. There's different level to witchcraft, but are you using witchcraft for the positive or are you using witchcraft for the negative? Don't get caught up in what, the wicked witch of the East. Yes, there's wicked witches of this and the wicked witches of that, but there's also positive witches. If you watch The Wizard of Oz, there was a positive witch and there was a wicked witch. The choice is yours. Which, WHICH, which are you going to be in this realm? According to the numbers, 27, that is a spiritual, insightful number that leads to the number 9, and 27 in the in the Chaldean system, actually, or in the original doubling composite number system, the 27 is the number of creativity and productivity. Think about this. Can a negative person become creative and productive too? Yes. They could be a productive, evil person. They could be a productive, negative person. They could be a creative, negative person. Constantly creating the negative. Because when you create negative situations around you, you've actually created it. When you come with a lot of drama and people bring a lot of drama, or every time they go to a barbecue or a club, they have to break out into a fight. They're bringing that energy. They're creating that energy themselves. Because that man looked at my shoes and that woman looked at my purse and you want to fight and get in. So if 27 in the Pythagorean system from the compound perspective is the number of creativity and productivity from a deep spiritual aspect, then it's incumbent upon us to decide which route, which form are we going to take as far as the numerovation of which. Are we going to go down the positive, go up the positive road, or go down the negative road? Be the solution and not the problem. And in the Chaldean system, it adds up to that 19, which is the light, the sun. It shines light on things. You're supposed to shine light to advance yourself, to take yourself, to finish what you start. Are we going to do it in the positive world or the negative? Because Lucky Luciano was a success in his criminal activity. So was Al Capone. So was Bumpy Johnson. Criminals was successful. Criminals were successful. That's why we hear about them today. Did their success last? No, some of it didn't last. Some of them died in their success. Some of them passed on their success to Frank Lucas. He took on, but criminals, even they considered Queen St. Clair of that time and Madam C.J. Walker, they would consider criminals, especially Europeans. They would try to find out how they can knock them down. Marcus Garvey, all he was doing, the other side, the negative of this energy in this realm, always trying to destroy the positive of what some people are doing. So we got to pay attention to that, to what wisdom we are sharing with people, and what spells we are casting to people, because we've casted spells on our own children. Mothers and fathers cast spells on their children, because when you use the word and to promote whatever fear or whatever you want them to become, or you're casting spears, you're casting spells on them, and you don't even know it, and that's a form of witchcraft. Again, you can use the witchcraft for positive and negative. That's why it's also called a form of mind control. Also a form of mind control. Big up to Brother Panic that speaks on mind control. Mind Control 101 by Doc Talion. That's a good book. Very simple read, but he points out all the little mind control nuances. But if you can control someone's mind, you're practicing witchcraft. Me using numbers is a form of witchcraft. It's just, remember, before the Europeans deemed witches or oracles to be evil, or people that practice, I could dare to say that, matter of fact, in history, Pythagoras was ran out in exile because of what he was doing. They would call that witchcraft. But remember, it's a word that developed over the years to take on more negative connotations instead of the positive, going back to the word Wicca, which means wise. It's how you use the wisdom. That's the most important, because the evil person has wisdom just like the righteous person has wisdom. The evil person's wisdom is to do wise, evil things. That means they're manipulating space and time and air and all that to do wicked stuff, to beat a criminal, to rob the bank, to rob somebody on the street. You are already setting up the parameters to do that. The righteous one does the same thing, but from a righteous perspective. That's why the old saying is, there's no rest for the wicked, the righteous, and the weary. There's no rest for the wicked, the righteous, and the weary. So both of us are doing what we have to do. I'm putting this up there to say, all you witches out there, all you wise people out there, be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. Be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. I'm here to be a part of the solution. Do I go through ups and downs with relationships and all that, my children and all that? Do I have a full positive life? No, I don't have a positive. Majority of my life, at least 80 to 90% of my life is positive. As far as two children not talking to me, and you're not in a relationship and you might want to keep to yourself, you want to keep quiet for a while, or you just want to dibble and dabble, whatever, it is what it is. But no one, if we are gods having a human experience, if we are gods, all of us having a human experience through, you are expressing, you are God here on earth having a human experience in your name, in your body, through your eyes. So some of y'all might look at me in disdain and don't like my smile. You might not even like my skin complexion. I might not like your feet when I see you. I might not like your eyes. You might have a one eye right here in the middle. Whatever. It's all illusions because the energy is still constant. It's still doing what it does. It just comes in different form. And once you understand that we are all gods having a human experience, the wisest thing that you could do is find balance and find out which part of the balance you want to be a part of, which part of the seesaw you want to be a part of. At the end of the day, my job is to numerovate you in my consultations, whether I do it in a very slow manner, whether I do it in a very hype manner. Some people experience my hype during my consultation. Some people experience my tone at this level during my consultation. Sometimes I'm like this, really talking to that person in the consultation because my spirit leads with. Sometimes I'm hardcore and I try to cut through the bull crap because I can see it. I can see the bull crap. And whether you enjoy being lashed by somebody you don't know, that's you. Sometimes we got to get thick. I had to take lashes through different, in martial arts, I had to take lashes and endure it. You have to be in a horse stance. And sometimes they're beating your arm with the bamboo stick and you're in a horse stance. They're beating your arm, they're beating your legs. We had to take it. We had to take it. Get beat on our legs, beat in our thighs, beat on our shin. We used to get beaten. And I had to take those beatings in the martial arts class from people like Soke Littlejohn and Sean Wayne and G.M. Anthony or Professor Bill or any one of that. I had to get beaten up. Never got beaten up by Moses Powell because I had to be in a black belt class at that time. But he always gave me good conversation. So this earth and its realm is like a martial arts dojo or dojang. It's like a martial arts dojo. You're going to get the whippings. You're going to get thrown. You're going to also be able to do your technique and throw somebody and all that. You're going to go through the battles. But understand, every one of us out there, from the true meaning of the word witch, practices witchcraft every day. Because witch is only a word that comes from Wicca, that means wise, being able to use the elements, nature, things to get what you want, to manifest things. That's what witch is in its authenticity, in its authentic meaning. That's what it means. Don't let people fool you and think it's always negative. Like I said, go back to the Wizard of Oz. They had the good witch and the bad witch. Which are you going to be? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. In the numbers, it already gives you the positive and negative. 27, if you're dealing with that 27 energy, it's a spiritual, intuitive number, but it's a number of indecisiveness, secrecy. 9 is a number of higher level of love and understanding, but it's also a number of war, destruction. So yes, as a witch, you can be indecisive, war and destructive. You could be all of that. 19 in the Chaldean system is the number of is the number that means the light, the sun. It's supposed to shine light on things, but the sun shines light on good and bad. The sun shines light. There's somebody evil right now in this beautiful sunny day. Somebody evil right now planning to do something crazy. Right now in this beautiful day, somebody's planning to do something crazy. A beautiful day. Why not just go to the beach and enjoy the beautiful day with yourself and your family? But no, somebody's evil. Right now, somebody's negativity has taken them so much or taken her so much that they want to plan to do something evil in this beautiful sunny day. But 19, that 1 and the 9 also reflects creativity, productivity, and the willingness to climb to its highest height. But there's a negative of the 1 and the 9. And there's a negative of the number 10 that the 19 adds up to. I'm just showing you the numbers, that everything has its duality. And if you're willing to stay on and work, because it does take some plurking. It takes some working, plurking, playing, having fun, enjoying life and recognizing that, you know what? Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a. Everybody end that for me. Life is but a. What? Write it in the comments. Life is but a. What? Write it in the comments. Life is but a. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a. Come on, people. We learned this, and that was something that was put in our heads, but it was the most deepest metaphysical song ever to be made for children and for people to sing over and over, but yet we forgot the message. Life is but a dream. On that note, family, remember, Tune in tonight. I'll have the one, the only Jessica Marshall, social worker, spiritual therapist. She's going to be on with me at 7 o'clock on King Simon Presents, Only Quality People on YouTube. Also, on the 5th, I have Dr. Shakira Moore coming in, July the 5th. July the 9th, I have the one, the only Riziki coming in, tantric healer, beyond tantra, beyond the table. I'm going to be talking to her about that. Then I have Aisha J. Sims coming in the Wednesday after. She is a spiritual healer, she's a spiritual advisor, and she's an author, and she's just doing what she got to do. And I got some other great people that's coming in the month of July, August, September, October. But pay attention, go to my IG and go straight to my links. I got King Simon Presents, Only Quality People on YouTube, or just say King Simon Presents. And also I got the Numero-Logics Nation, where I put up a lot of those contents on both of those if you want to learn. And of course, if you want to join my private group on Facebook, I'm gonna start putting up goodies, percentage off on the private group. So go to my link and you'll see my private group is called the Ministry of Numerovation. Ministry, because this is a ministry. This is illegal. I have 2 ministers licensed. I'm an ordained minister, but I'm not. I can be in any religion, but I form the Ministry of Numerovation. And do remember, you can go to my Cash App or PayPal if you want to spread love, spread that energy so you can get it back. Because every time you spread energy, you get it back. Believe me, when you spread it with me, you won't get it back because you're already getting it now. You know what I'm saying? You're getting my energy. But also remember, go to my IG for all of that. I also got a donate page if you want to donate to anything. And if you want to buy my books, all of my books is on my my link tree. Also, linktree/King Simon the Numerator. It's also on my link tree. All my books can teach you, but at the end of the day, it's really up to you to reach you. All my books can teach you, but at the end of the day, it takes you to reach you. It's not gonna make me. I'm just stimulating and opening your thought patterns to change your DNA a little bit about numbers. But my books will teach you, but it's up to you to allow yourself to be reached. And it has to be reached deep into your soul, deep into your spirit, deep into your DNA. You have to be open for that.
Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Greetings. Enter to win 500 grams of silver grains. The 100 subscriber to banksilver.org will win 500 grams of silver, 0.999 grams.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
Hey everyone, Billy Carson here, aka Forbidden Knowledge. I want to talk to you about an amazing event. It's the Forbidden Conscious Awards going down in Miami, July 30th, 2023. You want to make sure you're at this event. We're giving away 12 amazing awards in 12 amazing categories for people that have impacted your life in a positive way. We're also going to give away an Audi A4 live at the event. If you've ever been impacted by people on social media, YouTube, podcasters, archaeologists, TV hosts, producers, or anything else that has impacted you in a positive way, make sure you go to forbiddenknowledge.com, click on the Forbidden Conscious Awards link, and make sure you help us vote for the winner. You're going to want to be there because this event is going to be a red carpet event, black tie. We're going to have a pre-event mixer with big celebrity guests like Havoc from Mobb Deep, myself, Forbidden Knowledge. Also, we'll have Dame Dash, performances by Donnie Arcade, Cruz, and Kambada. You don't want to miss this event. We also have a pre-event mixer where you can pay for VIB tickets and come to the pre-event mixer and network, take photographs. I'll sign your book. Bring your books with you because I'll sign them and take pictures with you live at the actual venue. I want to see you there, July 30th, 2023, the Forbidden Conscious Award.
Hey, this is King Simon, the International Numerovator. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.